Hey guys, welcome back to another video and the last video that I will be making for the year of 2024. Today I'm excited to share with you my goals for the next year of 2025. Last year I did a similar video where I just kind of talked about some things that I wanted to accomplish this year, and I'm going to go over those same goals. I'm going to kind of reflect on those, and I want to talk about things that I want to do for the year of 2025. And I think it's very important when it comes to collecting physical media to, one, to reflect on what you have been able to accomplish in the previous year, but also think about what you want to accomplish in the following year. I know physical media collecting isn't necessarily like the most important thing in life, but I do think that it is an important thing for the people who are watching this, or for people like myself. Obviously, I love physical media. I love movies. I love watching them and learning about them and just everything about them. And so that is just kind of, it's a part of me. And I love showing people this collection. I love talking about it. And yeah, that's why I just kind of also want to set myself up for success for the next year. And so I'm going to quickly go over all of the different goals and, basically just talk about if I succeeded in them or if I failed in them. And I don't think, just because you set a goal doesn't necessarily mean you have to achieve it. I think it's just a good mindset to have. And there's definitely some goals in here that I did not achieve this year, which, that is just I might have got close, but I would like to basically just look at them and kind of think through of why I didn't achieve them. So the first goal that I want to talk about, I have here my clipboard, and this is from the goals from this previous year. And so for the first one, I had watch at least 365 movies. Now, I didn't necessarily want to watch a movie a day. I just wanted to watch, in general, 365 films. And as I am recording this video, today is currently Monday, December 30th. I'm currently watching, I should say, movie number 418. And so my goal is going to be to try at least watch 420 films this year. So I've moved that goal now a couple of times, where once I reached 365 was going to be watch 400, and then once I hit 400 I was going to just see how far I could go before the end of the year. And so obviously 420 films is a ridiculous amount of movies, and I am very grateful that I was able to watch that many this year. And I really thought watching 365 would have been a very unachievable goal, and I was very, very happy when I hit movie number 365. And I record every single movie that I watch, at least for this year. I started doing it. But movie 365, I watched on November 7th of 2024. And so, a little bit ago, I actually achieved that goal. So I was able to actually move that goal further. So yes, I'll go over all of my goals for 2025 at the second part of this video. But yes, I was able to achieve the goal of watch at least 365 movies. The next one that I had here was watch more VHS and Laserdiscs. Now, if you follow this channel, you'll know that this year alone, I was able to acquire a ton of Laserdiscs. I had two pretty good sized lots that I was able to add to my collection, and yeah, they were both fantastic stuff. A lot of great Laserdiscs, but unfortunately this year I did not watch as many Laserdiscs as I wanted. Same thing with VHS. I did watch more Laserdisc and more VHS than I normally do, and I think that partially helped when I think I posted it on my Instagram. But I moved one of my CRT TVs onto the other side, which is this side of the movie room, and I just had it sitting on the floor, and I was just able to watch some horror movies while I just sat on the floor, and I kind of felt like a little kid again, where I was able just to pop in a VHS tape and sit in the dark with like a blanket and just watch horror movies. And it was fantastic. It was such a great time. I did that a few times this year. And so I will say that technically my goal was watch more VHS and Laserdisc, and in some ways I accomplished that, but in a lot of ways I didn't accomplish it as much as I would have liked to. My next goal that I had, if you do follow this channel, you'll know that I am a big Criterion fan. My goal with the Criterion collection is to own all of the Criterion collection. Currently I have about 600 spy numbers, so roughly half the collection, give or take. And so every single year I kind of try to focus in on like the next block of spy numbers. And so the one year I was focused on spy numbers 1 to 100, and then the next year was 200 or 100 to 200, and then this year was 200 to 300. Now obviously there's a lot of films past that that are just, you know, randomly, like I have here like The Big Chill, and this is spy number 720. And so I have stuff like that where it's just like a lot of stuff like that where it's not necessarily in like the first like early blocks of spy numbers. But yeah, this year the goal was own from spy numbers 1 through 300, and I can say now that the last one that I am missing is on its way. I was able to order that off of Amazon, and so there's one spy number. I think it's what number was it? There was one film that I was missing at the very end of spy numbers, the late 200s, like 290 something. And so that is on its way. And so technically speaking, I own from spy numbers 1 through 300 without missing any. So although the film will not be here until after the new year, so technically I didn't achieve it, but also it's technically on its way. So in a way I also achieved that goal, but I did not. But following that, another goal of mine was watch from spy numbers 200 to 300. And so along with buying up all of the Criterion, I actually would like to be watching them. And I will say that I was able to watch the movie I am watching now is spy number 299, and so I was able to watch everything that I own from spy numbers 1 through 300. And so also the reason why I keep looking over here, the Criterion collection's over here in the frame. But yeah, so I was able to watch everything from spy numbers 1 through 300, which is a great feeling that I can actually look at my shelf and say that I have watched almost everything. So that was another one that was a big goal of mine. Now the next goal, if you again follow this channel, you'll know that I have a separate director section. So some of my favorite directors or directors that I would like to watch more of their films, I have all of those kind of spaced out, and you'll see that pop up maybe later in this video. But I have all of those directors kind of set aside within my collection, and I kind of have all of their movies together with the order that they were released in. And so one of my goals last year was to watch more of my directors' movies. Those are collections that I love trying to collect all of a specific director's filmography, and I think it's very interesting to see how their style and techniques have developed over their careers. And directing is my favorite part of filmmaking, and so that is where I'm most fascinated when it comes to filmmaking. And so my goal was to watch more directors' movies, and I did watch more, but again, not as much as I would like to. I was hoping to maybe finish out all of my Alfred Hitchcock movies that I have never seen, or you know, maybe watch some of these, like all of the Martin Scorsese films I've not seen, and stuff like that. That I wish that I kind of sat down and actually watched more of these directors. And so that one is one that I would like to actually maybe work on more in the future. But unfortunately, I feel like I can't say for sure that I actually accomplished that goal. I did watch a few, but not nearly as much as I would have liked to. But along with the director's films, I was hoping to buy up all of the movies that I was missing within within those sections. And so usually what I do, and I've talked about this in previous videos, but I will put a blank DVD case where the movie that I'm missing. So you know, if a director came out with like I don't know, like 3 movies, just say. And I had the first movie they made and the last movie they made, but I didn't have the middle movie. I would put like a blank DVD case in between the other 2 movies that I already owned. And so that way I can kind of visually keep track of which movies I am missing within those sections. And it just helps me. I know some people that would probably drive them crazy to have a bunch of blank DVD cases mixed in with other movies. And I understand that, but for me, at least it works. And so I was hoping to get pretty much all of those movies that I was missing. At the time when I wrote this list, it was plus or minus 58-ish movies that I was missing. And I did buy, I think I got pretty much all of the Dario Argento films, and there was a couple other ones that I got, some of my Zulawski films I got more of, but I did also add a few directors. I added Francis Ford Coppola and Sofia Coppola, and so, and I think David Cronenberg was this year, and so I added several directors to that section. So obviously that those numbers of 58 have changed. So yeah, that is one that I did not achieve, is getting all of the director's movies. Now the next goal, this one was more for YouTube. So this is the other side of this whole collection is this actual YouTube channel, and that was going to be to post at least 1 video a week, which I was doing pretty well there for a minute, but there were at least like, I don't know, a handful of weeks where I did not get around to posting. And I also was not consistent with what day I was posting for this channel. And so I was kind of a little disappointed in myself that I couldn't post every single week. And so there was a couple weeks where I missed, and yeah, I just kind of, I'm kind of bummed out that I wasn't able to post at least once a week, or say that I posted once a week. But I will say I posted more than I have in the past, and so I am proud that I was able to do that. But maybe in the future I will be focusing more on posting at least once a week. But along with that, I was hoping to post more on Instagram. If you are not following me over on Instagram, I do post things there of like, you know, different stuff that I buy or just other posts, and I think I post a couple of reels here and there, like Instagram reels, but again, I did not post on there nearly as much as I would have liked to. In the past, with my early days of my Instagram, way back when I was still living at my parents' house, like I would be posting stuff way more often, and that was before I had a YouTube channel. So that was kind of like one of my first like pieces of this whole, like, between the channel and everything. But yeah, I posted more back then, and I don't know, I should be posting more on Instagram, and so hopefully in the future I'll be able to post more on that. And then the last 2 goals that I had for this channel was potentially get a PO box and a Patreon, or a Patreon. I don't actually know how you're supposed to say it. I think Patreon is how you're supposed to say it, but I did not get a PO box or a Patreon, and I think it's just at this stage of this channel, I don't think that it would really be beneficial. But with that being said, maybe in the future, depending on a few factors, maybe that will happen, maybe it won't, I'm not sure. I am curious on your guys' feedback. If I did get a PO box, would you be interested in sending me stuff to talk about, to review, whatever? I'd be happy to do that on this channel, but it is kind of, I mean, it is an investment. It's, I want to say it's like $100 a year or something. It's like not a cheap, like I would have definitely thought a PO box would have been way cheaper than it really is. And so it is just one of those things that if for it to make sense, I would have to have you know, a reason to have a PO box for people to send things, or for me to send things out, or maybe do like giveaways and stuff like that. But as of now, I don't think it would necessarily be beneficial. So maybe in the future, but who's knows. And the same thing goes with the Patreon. I don't know if it would be really beneficial for this channel at the moment. So maybe again in the future there might be something, but yeah, I guess for now that is that's that. But now I'm going to switch over and I'm going to talk about my 2025 goals. I don't have as many, but I do have a few. So my first goal of the year of 2025, I should add these are not in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of go off of what I have written out. But the first one that I have written is watch at least 300 films. I have a feeling this year is going to be busier than last year, and so I'm trying to set myself up for success. I don't want to try overwhelm myself. I mean, there were times where watching, like the thought of watching 365 movies last year was kind of overwhelming in some ways. And so I'm really just going to try and watch at least 300 films this year. And, you know, that might happen, it might not, but for now I'm going to say let's try for 300. Along with that, which I guess I'll just kind of pivot to this, my goal is to own spy numbers 1 through 400. So that is buying up spy numbers from 300 to 400, really. And that is kind of, so far, let's see, that is kind of this spot right here. I don't know if you're able to tell, but like this section is spy numbers 300 to like 397. Obviously I have a lot to buy because it's only this like little section right here. And so there is a decent amount that I would have to purchase. And so I'm going to kind of try focus in on that. And I think if I really keep up that that pattern, I mean, it's going to take me a very long time to try to get all of the criterion, but you know, that's just like part of the collecting journey is trying to do that. But yeah, trying to get from spy numbers 300 to 400. That will be a fun goal that I'll try to do. Now, the next goal I want to talk about is going to try to watch all of the Severin Films titles that I have within my collection. If you do follow this channel, you'll know that Severin Films is my second favorite label behind Criterion. And also this year I was able to get a few more of these Severin Films box sets, which I absolutely love. But my goal is to watch everything that I own. There really isn't that many. I have the All Hauntsby Hours, and then these sets, and the Dungeons of Andy Milligan, and you know, the Bruce Lee box set, and a couple of the individual releases that I own that I've not seen. And so realistically, I don't have that many Severin titles to watch, but it does feel good to say that, you know, I've seen all of this Christopher Lee box sets and the House of Psychotic Women, and some of the other sets that I have within their filmography. But I'm really hoping to actually say that I've seen every Severin title that I own. But along with that, there's kind of a two-part goal with this, is to try to get all of these Severin box sets that I am missing. So I'm really not missing. I would say I have most of them. I truly do think that Severin shines the most when it comes to their box sets. And so I'm missing the All Hauntsby Hours Volume 2, the Volume 2 of Christopher Lee. There is the Peter Cushing box set, and I'm trying to think of the other ones off the top of my head. And the Incredibly Strange Films of, what is his name? I'm drawing a blank, but there's a few other box sets that I'm missing within their, like what they've released. And so I would like to try to, you know, between buying all the Criterion and buying up all of the Severin box sets, I should be busy there for a while. But yeah, I would like to watch everything I have, but also try to build up my box sets as well. I should add, when I do say I want to talk or get all of the Severin box sets that I'm missing, I will say that I'm going to focus in on the ones that are still currently in print. There are 3 right now that come to mind that are all out of print. I'll put up photos here, and one of them is a very, very expensive set. It goes anywhere from $300 to $500, and so it's a pretty expensive one. I probably will not be getting that this year unless if I come across it very, very cheap and I'm able to. So we'll see on that, but obviously that is in my wish list of like sets that I would love to grab. But for now, I'm not going to focus on those. I'm going to focus on the ones that are still available and are pretty easy to get. And one of the things I talked about earlier was being able to add a ton of Laserdiscs to my collection, as you see here. And if you follow this channel, you would have seen, I think there was like 2 separate videos where I talked about all of the Laserdiscs I recently added to my collection. But this year, I really, really would like to focus in on watching more Laserdiscs. I have way too many to justify not watching them not nearly as much as I really should. I have there's this whole shelf unit behind me. I have several shelves on the other part of the movie room, and I would really like just to sit down and watch more of these Laserdiscs. And so yeah, that's just something I would love to focus in on this year. And there's some fantastic films. There's some stuff that looks very interesting, stuff I've never heard of before. The artwork is amazing, and I don't know. It is a hard. It's hard to motivate myself sometimes to actually sit down and watch them because I have Blu-ray and 4K sitting on one side of the room that I paid a decent amount of money for versus like Laserdisc, which I will say I did pay a decent amount of money for some of these, and I don't know. It is harder because they are so. It's like very like the spines are very thin, and so sometimes I think it's hard to like actually look what I have. And so maybe in the future I'll build some kind of like vinyl bins or something that I can like flip through the Laserdiscs, but for now I just have them all on these shelves. And so yeah, that is just a goal, because there's, again, some fantastic films that I would love to actually watch. Along with that, one of my goals last year was to watch more directors' movies. This is the director section that I was talking about earlier within the video. And yeah, these are some of my absolute favorite directors, at least for the films that I have seen. And like, there's not a ton that I have not seen, but there are a few that I have not seen. But last year, I was really focused on trying to buy up all of the director's movies. Like I said, there was about 58-ish movies that I was missing. And so this year, instead of trying to buy up all of them, I'm going to focus in on the directors that are no longer making films, for whatever reason, whether that is they have passed away, and so obviously they will never be making another film again, or they're just, simply at an age where they are just done making movies. And so yeah, kind of like when it comes to mind is like directors like Zulawski. That is one. Tarkovsky is another, or I'm trying to think of any others. I don't think Peter Greenaway is making any movies anymore. I don't know if he's still alive. Could be mistaken in that, but there's a few in here that I have not, that are no longer making films. And so I'm going to focus in on those, because I feel like those are ones that will be easy to actually complete the films that they are making, instead of just focusing in on, what's his name? Christopher Nolan, for instance, who is still making films today and just keep having to buy like their latest release. And so, yeah, that's kind of going to be the goal when it comes to the director's films. And then the last goal that I would like to talk about is simply just watching more of what I already own. I think it is very, very, very easy when it comes to collecting physical media to always be chasing the newest and the best and the latest thing. I fall into that all the time, where I am constantly on eBay, constantly on Facebook Marketplace, constantly on Vinegar Syndrome's site, or Severance, or Criterion's, or Arrow, or any of the boutique labels, just constantly looking at what is coming out, what is going to be the next thing that's coming out, and constantly just focusing in on trying to get those things, constantly, putting away money to buy those things, or just thinking about it. It takes up a lot of headroom. It's just constantly thinking about what is the things that I am missing within my collection. I know in this video I talked about a few different things, like buying up the Criterion that I want, or the Severin, or the director's films, or like stuff like that. But I really want this year to be watching far more of just what I own than spending more time of watching what I own than spending looking at what I do not own. I am very grateful and very blessed that I was able to have this room, have the collection that I have. This has taken a lot of work to get to this point, and I am very, very grateful for this. And so I do think I need to, in some ways take a step back and just watch what I already own. Don't get me wrong, like obviously this last year I watched over 400 movies, and so I am watching a lot of movies. And, I just feel like this year specifically, I would like to really, really try to watch like some of these movies that have been sitting on my shelf for 5, 6, 10 years even, that I have just never gotten around to watching. And so yeah, that's truly, like, I'm not going to put like a limit on it of saying, well, I want to watch at least 300 films that I already own today or anything like that. I'm just going to say watch as much as I can of things I already own. Obviously, this next year I'm going to be buying other stuff. That's inevitable. There's going to be deals that I come across that will I'll just have to take, such as like the Facebook Marketplace deal I did with the Severance box sets and stuff. So there will be a few deals that will roll around that I'll just have to add to my collection. But as far as just the overconsumption of films, I would like to really just watch what I already own. But that is it for the goals, so I'm going to switch over to my little outro. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you again for all the support this year for this channel. I really cannot believe how fast this channel has grown over the last few years. It's truly amazing to me. I love interacting with you guys. I love reading your comments. I do read all of the comments that come through. I love talking to you guys on live streams. It's one of my, if not the, like, my most favorite thing on this channel. It's truly an honor to be able to chat with you guys. It's awesome. But yeah, I'm curious, what are some goals that you are setting for yourself for the year of 2025? What did you think of my goals? Do you think I'm able to achieve those? You know, do you think I'm, might be reaching too far? But I am very curious on all of that. But guys, I hope you all have a fantastic new year. I am very excited to try to achieve some of these goals, and I'm very excited for the year of 2025. I feel like it's going to be a solid year for physical media. I feel like some of these things that are lined up for to come out look amazing, and so I'm very, very excited about that. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys all in the next year. Thanks for watching. Bye.